In Salem, Oregon, the two locations of the Chalet, formerly known as the original Chalet Pancake House, closed permanently due to a combination of rising operational costs, staffing shortages, and a change in ownership that struggled to maintain the business's original success. Here's a breakdown of why these local landmarks shut down. 1. Rising costs and labor shortages. Like many full-service diners in the region, the Chalet faced severe pressure from increasing food costs and labor expenses. In the years leading up to the final closures, the restaurant industry in Salem saw a shift where table service restaurants with large menus, like the Chalet's famous cream cheese pancakes and pies, became increasingly difficult to run profitably. 2. Management and ownership changes. For decades, the Chalet was a family-owned staple under the leadership of Jim Madden. When the restaurants transitioned away from the original family ownership to a different investment group, customers and former employees noted a decline in quality and service. The Market Street location near I-5 and the South Salem location on Commercial Street Southeast both suffered from what locals described as management neglect, where the buildings fell into disrepair and the quality of the food, which was once made from scratch, began to dip. 3. Lease issues. Following the pattern of other closures by the same ownership, including the related Busick Court, issues with securing new leases played a major role. In several instances, the building owners and the restaurant operators could not reach an agreement on rent or necessary building repairs, leading the owners to walk away rather than renew. What's there now? The physical locations have since transitioned to other uses. The South Salem location was eventually demolished or renovated to make way for new commercial development. The Market Street location has also seen changes, as that high-traffic area near the freeway remains in demand for newer fast casual or franchise concepts. Would you like me to look up what specific businesses are currently operating at those old Chalet addresses? The two locations of the Chalet, the original Chalet Pancake House in Salem, closed in 2021. The closure happened in two distinct stages. Market Street, near I-5. This location was the first to experience significant issues, with reports of temporarily closed signs appearing in early 2021 before it became clear the restaurant would not reopen. South Salem, Commercial Street Southeast. This location followed shortly after, officially closing its doors for good by the summer of 2021. Why did both close at the same time? The simultaneous closure was largely due to the fact that both locations were operated by the same management group. When the company faced insurmountable legal and financial hurdles, including lawsuits from vendors and significant back rent issues, the operations for both restaurants collapsed nearly at once. By the end of 2021, the buildings were vacant, marking the end of a decades-long run for the local chain. Would you like to know what has since opened in those specific buildings? Yes, it is very similar. Just like the Chalet, the closure of the two Sonic drive-in locations in Salem on Lancaster Drive and Keyser on River Road was caused by management and legal failures rather than just a lack of customers. Both chains followed a similar downward spiral before finally shutting down in 2021-2022. Here is how the situations compare. 1. The legal battle. The rogue franchisee. While the Chalet's issues were largely about unpaid rent and local mismanagement, the Sonic closures were much more dramatic. The franchisee, Olympic Cascade Drive-Ins, stopped paying royalties and fees to Sonic Corporate. The fallout. In late 2021, Sonic Corporate officially terminated their license. However, the locations refused to close and continued to operate illegally for several months as rogue restaurants. The result, a federal court eventually had to order them to stop using the Sonic name and logo, leading to the sudden boarding up of the buildings in 2022. 2. The decline in quality. Just as fans of the Chalet noticed the food quality slipping after the original owners left, Sonic customers reported a massive drop-off toward the end. Because the franchisee lost access to the official Sonic supply chain, they began using off-brand ingredients from local wholesalers. This led to the weird-tasting food, missing menu items like specific slushes or tots, and generic packaging that many locals complained about on social media before the shops went dark. 3. Property limbo. Both the Chalet and Sonic left behind vacant buildings that sat empty for a long time due to the legal messes involved. The good news, unlike the Chalet buildings which have had a harder time finding new life, the Sonic locations are being repurposed. The Keys Sonic location, and the Salem one, is famously being converted into a Burgerville, which many residents have been waiting for. Summary comparison. Feature: the Chalet, Sonic, Salem/Kaiser. Year closed: 2021. 2022. Primary cause: rent disputes/owner death, unpaid royalties/lawsuit. Quality issues: frozen versus fresh complaints, off-brand ingredients used. Current status: mostly demolished/redeveloped, becoming Burgerville. Would you like to know more about when the new Burgerville locations are expected to open at those old Sonic spots?